Here are the hottest football news stories of the day. 1. Arne Slot's Liverpool comments. The Dutch coach makes two key points about Liverpool that could give Arsenal hope in the Premier League title race. 2. Amorim on Garnacho's angry tunnel dash. The Sporting CP boss gives a weak explanation for Alejandro Garnacho's frustration after Manchester United's latest match, linking it to Marcus Rashford. 3. Juventus Coppa Italia nightmare. The Italian giants hit rock bottom after a shock defeat to Empoli in the domestic cup. 4. Patrick Dorgu's suspension. The Manchester United youngster is set to miss 3 matches after his red card against Ipswich Town. 5. Referees report on Real Madrid vs Real Sociedad. Match official explains why he halted play, citing player insults as the reason. 6. Vitor Roque's Barcelona exit nearing completion. The young forward is set to join Palmeiras in a €25 million transfer deal. 7. Jesse Marsch's bold message. The U.S. coach sparks controversy in the Concacaf Nations League finals with a statement directed at Donald Trump. 8. Mac Allister's admission. The Liverpool midfielder's comments offer Newcastle United some optimism for future Carabao Cup chances. Liverpool's title race stance gives Arsenal hope. Liverpool manager Arne Slot insists his team is not yet focused on the Premier League title. Despite going 13 points clear of Arsenal, the Reds secured a dominant 2-0 win over Newcastle, while Arsenal struggled in a goalless draw against Nottingham Forest. Slot emphasized Liverpool's focus on other competitions, including the Carabao Cup final and crucial Champions League clashes against PSG. Meanwhile, Arsenal has a chance to close the gap when they face Chelsea. Though a Liverpool collapse seems unlikely, Arsenal still holds a glimmer of hope in the title race. Garnacho's tunnel dash sparks controversy amid Rashford connection. Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho stormed down the tunnel after being substituted in their 3-2 win over Ipswich, sparking fresh controversy. Manager Ruben Amorim downplayed the incident, joking about the weather before acknowledging he would discuss it with the player. Garnacho's frustration comes amid lingering tensions following his past fallout with Marcus Rashford. Amorim defended his tactical decision, prioritizing set-piece stability after United were reduced to 10 men. Despite the drama, United showed resilience, coming from behind twice to secure a crucial victory, lifting them above Everton in the Premier League standings. Juventus crash out of Coppa Italia in shock loss to Empoli. Juventus suffered a humiliating Coppa Italia exit, losing to Empoli on penalties in what coach Thiago Motta called rock bottom for the club. The defeat ends Juve's hopes of silverware this season, with only a top 4 Serie A finish left to fight for. Despite Khephren Thuram's brilliant equalizer, Juve failed to capitalize, with costly penalty misses from Dusan Vlahovic and Kenan Yildiz sealing their fate. Motta slammed his team's attitude, calling their first half display embarrassing. With Juventus now out of all cup competitions, their focus shifts solely to securing Champions League qualification. Patrick Dorgu to miss 3 matches after red card versus Ipswich. Manchester United defender Patrick Dorgu will serve a 3-match suspension following his red card in the 3-2 win over Ipswich Town. The 20-year-old was sent off in the first half after a VAR review deemed his challenge on Omari Hutchinson as serious foul play. Despite a shaky start, Dorgu showed improvement before his dismissal. United manager Ruben Amorim defended the youngster, emphasizing there was no intent to harm. His absence presents a challenge for United as they look to build momentum, with key fixtures ahead in their push for European qualification. Referee halts Real Madrid vs Real Sociedad after abusive chants. The Copa del Rey semi-final between Real Madrid and Real Sociedad was briefly stopped after Real Madrid's Raúl Asensio was subjected to offensive chants from the crowd. Referee reports confirmed that fans shouted, "Asensio, die," in a coordinated manner, prompting immediate action. Real Madrid captain Vinicius Jr. informed the referee, who halted play and activated the anti-discrimination protocol. A stadium announcement urged fans to respect players, and security was alerted. Carlo Ancelotti substituted Asensio to protect him, condemning the abuse. The match resumed with no further incidents. But the controversy highlights ongoing discrimination in football. Vitor Roque nears €25 million moved to Palmeiras from Barcelona. Barcelona forward Vitor Roque is set to complete a €25 million transfer to Palmeiras before the Brazilian transfer window closes on Friday. The deal includes 80% of Roque's rights, while Real Betis will receive compensation after his loan spell was cut short. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano reports that all parties have reached an agreement, with the move now considered almost done. According to Gigantes, Barcelona also offered Betis an additional 30% of the Easy Abda transfer to finalize the deal. The transfer process was initially complicated due to the involvement of 3 clubs, and at one point, the move seemed likely to collapse. However, FIFA has reviewed and approved the transaction as a technical transfer, allowing Roque to return to Brazil. The young striker's departure marks a shift in Barcelona's squad planning, as he struggled to secure playing time under Xavi. Palmeiras, one of Brazil's top clubs, will now benefit from his talent as they strengthen their squad for the upcoming season. With the final details being ironed out, Roque's move to Palmeiras is expected to be completed soon. Jesse Marsch sparks controversy ahead of Concacaf Nations League finals. Canadian national team coach Jesse Marsch has made headlines ahead of next month's Concacaf Nations League (CNL) semifinals with a strong message to former U.S. President Donald Trump. Marsch, an American himself, criticized Trump's remarks about Canada, calling them ridiculous rhetoric, and expressing his pride in his adopted country. Marsch, who previously coached in MLS and Europe, believes Canada embodies values like integrity and respect. Contrasting them with the political climate in the U.S., his comments have ignited tensions ahead of Canada's semi-final clash against Mexico at Sophie Stadium, with a potential final against the U.S. on the horizon. With Canada boasting stars like Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David, Marsch sees this as a defining moment for Canadian football. His outspoken stance has made him a hero in Canada, setting the stage for an intense tournament. Newcastle United given hope despite Liverpool defeat. Newcastle United's 2-0 loss to Liverpool in the Premier League was a worrying preview ahead of the Carabao Cup final. Goals from Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis Mac Allister sealed a comfortable win for the Reds, exposing Newcastle's weaknesses in both attack and defence. However, Mac Allister's post-match admission that Liverpool are feeling tired could provide a glimmer of hope for the Magpies ahead of their Wembley showdown on March 16. Liverpool's busy schedule sees them facing 3 matches in 6 days before the final, including a Champions League tie against PSG. This could work in Newcastle's favour, especially with key players like Alexander Isak and Joelinton expected to return. Isak, who previously troubled Virgil van Dijk, was rested to avoid aggravating an injury, while Joelinton's physicality could be crucial in midfield. Tactically, Eddie Howe's decision to play Anthony Gordon centrally instead of exploiting Trent Alexander-Arnold's defensive vulnerabilities was questioned. Pundit Stephen Warnock believes Gordon should return to the left wing for the final to maximize Newcastle's attacking threat. Despite Wednesday's defeat, a stronger Newcastle lineup and Liverpool's fatigue could give the Magpies a real chance to end their 70-year trophy drought at Wembley.